Glenn Clark Radio, talking about the sports you do and don't know, both within and surrounding Baltimore. Don't ask him about preseason games, oh no, stuff and things in Griffin Basso. Despite it being on the internet, he can call it what he wants. So, Glenn Clark Radio. Glenn Clark Radio. Glenn Clark Radio. Duke sucks.
Pitch coming. And he jolts that one out to deep left field. You can forget that. That ball is long gone. An absolute no-doubter from Pete Alonso. His 31st of the year is a 3-run blast. Pitch coming.
Oh, that's how it sounded on Masson last night. I thought there might be something else coming there as we continue to play that out. But, yeah, that's how it sounded on Masson last night as the Orioles ended up rolling, just absolutely demolishing, steamrolling the Cardinals. That 4-run third inning got them going, and they just piled it on from there as they went on to pick up a 13. When was the last time we said that number? Do we remember? 13-1 victory over the Cardinals in the series opener down in St. Louis. Good morning. It is a Wednesday edition of Glenn Clark Radio. I'd say it's a normal edition because we are live at 11 a.m., but it's anything but normal. As you can probably tell, we are not in studio today. We are live at Jones Hill House. Griffin, can I show everybody what the Jones Hill House, or you can do it, I guess, if you want to hold that camera. And that. Well, you don't have to hold my camera. You could use the other camera. You could keep the camera on me. I think people do like seeing me. I am the sex appeal of the program, after all.
See the football field?
Yeah, that is the practice field for the University of Maryland here at Jones Hill House. We've made this a new tradition, coming down here and spending a day with Maryland every season and getting to know them a little bit. Coming up a little bit later on in the program, we're going to talk to some of their players. I meet a couple of them. One we know, obviously, quarterback Malik Washington, the pride of Archbishop Spalding. He's going to join us a little bit later on in the show. Also, edge rusher Nahsir Taylor is going to join us. Wide receiver Chris Durr Jr. They call him the Slim Reaper. He's going to join us as well. And also Deputy AD Joe LaBue is going to be stopping by during the course of today's program. So we look forward to all of that. Always great to be here in College Park. Before we do all of that, indeed, let's discuss the events of last evening.
All great. I mean, they won 13-1.
Unquestionable. That part of it, fantastic. If we were in the studio, I should have brought
What? Oh, just have the board.
Would have been good to have, or at least like Pete Alonso's face over my shoulder.
People know who he is.
Pete Alonso, 5th time this season, is man of the match, and deservedly so. Pete Alonso got them going with the 3-run homer. He finished 4 for 4, added a double, another run, another RBI, 2 runs, 4 RBI for the night. Pete Alonso rules. He is hotter than the surface of the sun. So nothing to see here, right? Orioles took him out of the game a little bit earlier than maybe you would have expected, but, you know, I get it. They're up by a bunch, and he dealt with that calf issue last week, and so nothing to see here. Correct? 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 Who is this courtesy of, Griffin?
Just Masson, yeah.
Masson on the postgame last night. As reporters would be wont to do, they wanted to know about Pete Alonso departing the game early, and Craig Albernaz was very forthcoming and very Explanative? Is that a word? I don't think explanatory.
Yeah, explanatory.
Is that better?
I think so. Explanatory.
Explanativatory after the game.
Is that right?
Alonso left after 5 innings. Is he okay?
Yeah, precautionary. Game state, get him off his feet. Obviously, he was dealing with the calf, so there's no point to push him there. And we had the guys to go mix and match with Sammy going to first and then getting RV in behind the plate.
I assume this is the same calf that was bothering him in Tampa Bay like 4 weeks ago. Same thing.
I didn't say anything was bothering him. Just said took him off his feet because of the Tampa outing.
Gotcha. So nothing's bothering.
Please don't put words in my mouth.
Oh, 100%.
Thank you.
I will.
What in the world? What in the world?
So he's fine, though. He's fine, right?
Look, charitably, if you want to be charitable here, what you would say is that something can be precautionary. It could very well be that what Craig Albernaz thinks he's trying to convey is we are not concerned. We're not. We're not worried about something. We just didn't feel like Pete Alonso needed to be in the game any longer because we were up by a bunch of runs. Now, hey, I felt the same way. What was the other game that they won in blowout fashion recently? Because it doesn't happen frequently. Oh, the Sunday game against Tampa when they pulled a couple of guys out of the game early that day. And I'm like, I get it, but also, have you watched the Orioles before? Are you familiar with the Orioles bullpen? Because
they were good last night.
I'm not as confident as you are that nothing interesting could happen here.
They blew a game against the Rays last year. Yeah,
that did occur. That's a real thing. But charitably, Craig Albernaz is just trying to say, I don't want you to suggest that we are actually concerned about Pete Alonso's calf. We just decided to pull him out of the game. That's it. But the way that he did it is so defensive and weird that it actually creates more of an issue if he had just said, again, the easiest thing to do is kind of exactly what I said. If that's the truth, if the truth is you're not actually concerned about his calf, you just decided to get him out of the game, it would be much easier to say, we're not actually concerned about his calf. It's not an actual worry that we have. We just decided to get him out of the game. By being defensive and combative, it leads to a fan base seeing the clip and saying, is there a bigger problem? Now, if there isn't, then nothing matters, right? It's just an awkward moment between Andy and Craig Albernaz after a game. Nothing to see here. And maybe that's the case. I acknowledge that. It's totally plausible. But there is nothing to see here, and it was just a weird interaction after a baseball game. But it's an unforced error. It's not necessary. And I was discussing this with some folks earlier today. We live in a strange time where essentially no one is allowed to have any information about anything. If we don't have to give it, say via an injury report, we don't want to give it. And I've actually been defensive about this. I acknowledge that's where we are. It's a bummer for people who are attempting to do their jobs. The leagues have to deal with that with their partners that are in the world of gambling or prediction markets. They have to have those conversations with their partners. But I understand why coaches and managers are all at a place where, why do I want to tell you about that? How does it behoove me? What benefit do I get out of you knowing that? That's what they're all thinking. Every single one of them. How does it benefit me? And when I say you, I don't mean Andy Koska or Rich Dubroff or whoever the reporters are that are in. I don't know who else made the trip to St. Louis. I'm sure Jacob or Matt made the trip for the Sun. Whoever's there, it's not about them specifically. It's about anyone. all they can think about is how does it behoove me for anyone outside of this room to have any knowledge whatsoever of what's going on with us. And no matter how many times you say, well, yeah, but gambling is the backbone, that's not Craig Albernaz's job to think about. I can't believe I'm actually defending Craig Albernaz. I can't wait for this to be the clip. Don't. Not this one.
Hate Pete Alonso.
Stop it. Do not attempt to make that a thing. That's not funny. Couldn't love Pete Alonso anymore. But like this is you can say, well, hey, that's what you guys partner with the gambling companies, you have to do it. That's not Craig Albernaz's concern. Or when we're here at Maryland football, Mike Loxley's concern or Jesse Minter's concern. They don't care about that. The leagues may compel them to try to provide more information, but they don't care. What they would say is it's out of their own kindness that they bother answering the questions at all. Like, hey, what's going on with Pete? Yeah, a little bit of a calf thing, we're not too concerned about it. We'll be looking at it. Now, that's not actual, real information. That's not telling you if he's going to play tomorrow. But in their world, that's more information than they needed to give you. You didn't need to know that. And this is a micro versus macro. There's a whole meta thing going on here where it's, yes, but they know that we know that they know that we know. But on the surface level, Craig Albernaz, that's the way he thinks. I don't need to tell you anything at all. You can ask, and sometimes I might answer, but I don't have to. If I'm guessing, his answer about what happened last night would be, I answered the question. I told you. It was precautionary. We just decided to get him out of the game. And the way he heard the follow-up was, is there something new going on with the calf? And so he got defensive because he didn't want people to think there was something new that flared up. There's nothing to see here. If I had to guess, I don't know that. I'm hypothesizing. And that's the reason why he reacted that way. But it wasn't necessary. And after you won 13-1, you would think there would be no world in which you've got your guard up. Like you would think that life, and again, that's why it allows for, people that are watching at home to be like, yo, what is this? What's going on here? What am I missing? Because you would think you'd be in a great mood after you won 13-1. Why would you have it? Chris Bassett looked good. The offense scored more runs they've scored in some weeks. What could you possibly be unhappy about? Why would a follow-up question trigger you like that? I talk about defensiveness all the time. Even with my partner here. I'll be like, dude, there's no need to be defensive.
Because he wanted to keep Alonso in, and it wasn't his decision to take him out.
I mean, if you want to try to go, that's a little tinfoil hatty, right? He got a phone call. He got a phone call. He was like, "Hey, you need to get him out of the game." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I don't know. Or
we need Narvaez to start.
He got a double.
Sure.
Or
does it count when he gets a double in a 13-1 game?
It still happened. It will go down in the history books as a double. Or Pete didn't like it. And so there's friction between he and, you can do the conspiracy theory stuff if you want to try to figure out why that was so uncomfortable. My theory will continue to be that it's not conspiracy, it's just I in that moment didn't want to make a bigger thing out of it. I told you it was precautionary and nothing else, and then you followed up about the calf. Is it the same calf? Well, that suggests there's a new calf problem, and so I don't like that. And then the follow-up is, so there's nothing. Then it sort of feels like we're escalating. Now it's this mano-a-mano thing, like who's smarter. You're getting into a land war in Asia, it's the whole I've already invented the anecdote for iocane poison, and so it's just too much. It's too much. Griffin again, whiffing on all of my Princess Bride references, but that's okay.
Is that the next one I need to watch?
It's really not in the same theme as all of the other films that we have done for book club, but it is shameful that you have never viewed Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
We lost the great Rob Reiner earlier this year, and so I feel as though that's something.
In honor of that, I watched A Few Good Men. So
A Few Good Men is a phenomenal motion picture. No one's ever going to argue with that. It's an eternal, iconic motion picture. But so is Princess Bride.
Better than A Few Good Men.
Filmmakers would say no, but I think film viewers might say yes. That's how good a Princess Bride is. Princess Bride is an eternal, iconic motion picture, starring, of course, the great Andre the Giant.
Oh, so that's why you like it.
Singular star. Yes, that's the reason. That's the singular reason why I like The Princess Bride, not because it's a brilliant film. I want to do two things here. I both want you to, and then I significantly do not want you to check to see what the Rotten Tomatoes score was for The Princess Bride, because I'm worried it might piss me off.
Do you want to guess?
Well, it should be 99. That's what it should be.
Then you might be pissed off, yeah.
If it's anything less than 80, I'm going to flip this table over.
Wow.
So I don't know how important this equipment is to us continuing the broadcast.
Today, at least, yes.
So what I would say is, based on that, you tell me whether or not you're going to share with me the Rotten Tomatoes score.
It's higher than A Few Good Men.
Well, it should be. I just told you.
All right, go ahead, guess. Or you just want me to tell you?
It's 87.
That would be closer to A Few Good Men. A Few Good Men is 85.
Okay.
Princess Bride, 93.
There we go. You know what? My faith in humanity has been restored. I no longer care about what it is that Craig Albernaz said after the baseball game last night.
Just like that.
Hallelujah. We are a functional society still. Our institutions have held. I thought we needed to defund movie reviewers because I found the score for the Robin Williams classic Hook, and I believe they should all lose their jobs permanently. They should die like pigs in hell. That's the way I'm going to get kicked off the internet.
They're both only 8 on IMDb.
IMDb. What does anybody over there know? I'm pretty sure you can have an IMDb membership. What do you know about films?
Yeah, if I had
You've
money,
never seen The Princess Bride.
I know. I've seen a lot of other films.
You have nothing to offer to this conversation.
Yes, I do.
What were we talking about?
You were making Princess Bride.
What context was it?
About
Land War in Asia. That's sort of what It felt like there was a little bit of that going on. It became like kind of a chest sticking out competition there. Like, I'm smarter than you. No, I'm smarter than you. No, that's what it felt like, and that's probably the reason for the defensiveness. Not that I'm accusing.
This guy thinks he's Orlando Bloom or something. That's what he looks like he's trying to go for.
I'm going to if you're fighting about Carrie Elwes, I'm going to revoke your credential.
Credential to what?
Here. I'm going to throw you over this balcony.
Dustin won't let you do that.
Dustin has no power over my decision. I'm going to throw you over this balcony if that's what you're going to say to me. I don't know what just happened here. Are we still doing the show? Or are we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What the Orioles?
Orioles won. They did win the game. That is the nice part about all of this. That in the end, as long as Pete Alonso's in the lineup tonight and there's nothing to see here, then there's nothing to see here, and all's good. Do you have the Blaze Alexander thing?
Oh, I think I should.
Griffin tries to remember to. By the way, Twitter, it's been terrible for a long time. It's been god-awful. But now separating so someone's reposts are not on their actual profile is just adding to it. The thing where you have to take an extra step in order to find your likes and your bookmarks. How much worse can they make this website? Like, how much worse? By the way, I am acknowledging I'm in favor of the thing where people shouldn't be able to profit off of stealing someone else's content. Like, in theory, that's a good idea. I want that to happen. But for me to have to jump through hoops to see what people have been reposting, like yesterday when all I wanted to do was take in nothing but Dolly Parton content for hours, and I knew certain people that were definitely just reposting Dolly Parton content. By the way, lost half of my evening. Was supposed to be watching the documentary that we're doing for book club this week. Never got started until about 11 o'clock because I was just doing nothing but watching Dolly Parton videos.
What are you guys doing?
All I was doing. Oh, it sucks.
Well, I'm glad I'm missing it.
Betrayal, Dirty Secrets, or
Is that
something
one of the
like
Hulu
that.
ones?
It's a Hulu one,
Okay.
and every Hulu documentary sucks. There has never been a good Hulu documentary series. They're all garbage. I'll save that for reading, Glenn.
Okay.
Anyway, last night, Blaze Alexander on a rehab assignment with the Norfolk Tides and doing some things that I don't even know how to explain.
Give credit to Creed Williams here. Good throw, too.
What am I even looking at? Watch it again. What are you even looking at? What is that?
Seems like he's ahead of schedule.
Yeah, you would think. He looks like he's ready to play. What am I seeing here? I can't even explain the physics of this or how any of this makes sense. When they showed it on the Orioles broadcast, I didn't have the sound on in that moment because I think I was watching a Dolly. I was spending a lot of time watching Dolly Parton clips.
I definitely tuned out of the Oriole game.
Just being honest, there was a lot of Dolly Parton in my life. I was watching everything that everyone was sharing. When she and Patti LaBelle were making songs by rubbing their acrylic nails, I could watch that all night. She's rapping with Queen Latifah. I watched every Dolly Parton clip there was, her entire Kennedy Center honors. Vince Gill singing I Will Always Love You. Holy hell. Oh, there were some tears shed in the Clark household last night. But when they brought it up on the broadcast, I didn't have the sound on. And so I kept saying, and you also don't know which team is which because in minor league baseball, you never know who's wearing what color. And I legitimately, I just kept looking like, what am I happy about here? Like, what am I watching? I'm excited because a guy stole a base. Am I excited because I think I didn't see that there was an out called? Am I excited about the throw? What am I excited about this? Because I couldn't fully make sense of what Blaze Alexander had done. I'm still not sure I can fully make sense of what Blaze Alexander has done. I still don't know because I can't compute. It just doesn't look like things that other human beings can do. I cannot relate. I know you're surprised by that after seeing me win another Can Jam championship this weekend and my prowess.
I didn't see it, so I don't know. I don't know if I believe you.
I believe that's 5 now. I believe I'm a 5.
Seems like it might be a little rigged.
Can Jam champion. I do believe that we've decided that Mr. Gadsby and I cannot be partners again next year.
So
you know who I might be campaigning for? Bordy. I might be fighting for Bordy to be my guy.
That shouldn't be allowed.
Might be fighting for Bordy to be my partner. Anyway, Blaze Alexander looking good, or at least looking nimble, looking spry.
And then after the game, said, tweet it out, see you soon.
Ooh, I like the sounds of that. Don't ask Craig Albernows any questions about it, though. Whatever you do.
Is he going to get mad?
Just don't ask any. I didn't say there was a rehab assignment, now did I? Just don't do that. I don't know how we just did that for 25 minutes, but the Orioles won. That's the moral of the story. They won 13-1. Life's good. They will look for a series win, but as we keep saying, series win doesn't really mean a lot at this point. And that's the difficult part about this conversation is that even when they win a game or, like this weekend, win a series against the Rays, the reality is that what's in front of them is so daunting that they have to stack more than just a series win. Tonight, Kyle Bradish will be on the mound against Michael McGreevy and the Cardinals. And they wake up today back within a couple of games.
2.5, yeah.
Oh, they gave back? I didn't remember.
Well, Cleveland won, so they didn't lose ground, but they
Yep, I did not realize.
Everybody else lost, though, it looks like. So.
Yep, so they're 2.5 games still out of a playoff spot. And they have to stack. It's okay to win series if you win all of the series. All of them. If you take 2 out of every 3, you're going to be okay. You're going to get in. But at some point, you have to stack wins. You can say right now they've won 3 out of 4, and that is a good thing. But 3 out of 4 can't become 4 out of 8. They have to stack wins. 3 out of 4 has to turn into 6 out of 8. 9 out of 12, something along those lines, in order for them to create separation, and particularly given the fact that this is a spot on the schedule where on paper they should be able to make up ground. They'll look to continue that tonight.
Cleveland is playing Anaheim this week, so
probably not going to get a lot of help if I had to guess.
They've won 6 in a row as well, Cleveland has. So
all of a sudden the Royals are like, it's crazy to me that the Royals have won, what is it, like
9 in a row.
9 in a row.
Wow.
And they are still 8 games out of the worst wild card spot in the history of baseball. They've won 9 in a row. The Orioles haven't done that. They've won 9, and I think 10 out of 11, if I remember correctly, and they're still 8 games out of the weakest playoff spot in baseball history. Although technically held by a team above 500. In the Cleveland Guardians, who are now 67 and 66.
AL West leader still is 500, though. Astros. 66 and 66.
So maybe that's the weakest weakest playoff spot in baseball history. All right, coming up, we're going to be talking with folks involved with Maryland football, including Chris Durr Jr., the Slim Reaper, one of their new wide receivers. He's going to be joining us. Joe LaBue, their deputy AD. Those things on the way. We are live from College Park today at Jones Hill House, getting ready for Maryland football season, which kicks off next week. Today's show is brought to you by the Stan the Fan Variety Hour. If you missed it last night, Stan, Ross Grimsley, and Luke Jackson got together to talk Orioles, talk baseball. Facebook.com/PressBoxSports. Click on the videos tab. Go to YouTube.com/PressBoxOnline or PressBoxOnline.com/video in order to find it. As always, Stan shows are brought to you by the Costas Inn with 2 great locations, the OG in Dundalk, the newer one in Timonium at the Grandstand. Think about that as you're making your trips to the State Fair, and also by Warnken Law. It is a Wednesday edition of Glenn Clark Radio.
This is Stan the Fan. You know we talk all the time about our O's stepping up in the big moments, delivering when it matters most. If you've been injured in a car accident anywhere around Baltimore, that's your big moment, and you need someone who delivers. That's why I'm here to tell you about Warnken Injury Lawyers. They fight for Baltimore families every single day. Insurance companies play games. Warnken plays to win. So call 443-RESULTS. That's 443-RESULTS, or go to warnkenlaw.com. When you need results, it's right there in the number, 443-RESULTS.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery, because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, when you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
Don't fumble your fantasy football draft. Host your party at Sports and Social Inside Live Casino. We've got everything you need to make the night a winner with massive screens, cool drinks, great food, and Wi-Fi that won't drop the ball. Reserve your table by August 20th to enter our early draft bonus drawing. Draft like a pro at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
The latest edition of Pressbox is available now. On the cover, Antonio Barbera dives into the effect that new Ravens coach Jesse Minter can have on the team. How does a rookie head coach handle the challenges facing a team with championship aspirations? Also inside, we help kick off fall sports season at the collegiate level. You'll learn the stories of significant college football and college soccer athletes from programs all over the state, including Navy quarterback Braxton Woodson and Maryland safety Jaden Ships. Pressbox is available for free at over 250 locations throughout the region, including your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores. Plus, you can read the entire issue online at PressBoxOnline.com, where you can also find great betting advice and the best daily coverage of the Orioles, Ravens, and college sports.
Contrary to what some people believe, I actually like this guy when he sleeps. Glenn Clark, talking sports.
And we are live at Jones Hill House here in College Park, hanging out with Maryland football today here on GCR. And our first guest of the day is one of the Terps' newest wide receivers. He comes in from Wyoming, originally from Chicago. He's Chris Durr Jr. They call him the Slim Reaper, and he's with us now here on GCR. So do we go with Chris or do we with Slim or Reap? What's the appropriate way to address you?
We're going to go Chris right now.
All right, Chris for now. We'll stick with that. Chris,
I got to earn the other stuff, so.
I don't know, man. I think it works perfectly. Like, I think it absolutely fits everything about you. Chris, it's great to see you, man. Thanks so much for coming to hang out with us.
No problem.
Take me through, you're at Wyoming. First of all, like, I think somebody would say, how does a kid in Chicago end up at Wyoming to begin with? Like,
just being, severely undersized. I was like, I ain't going to lie, I was like 5'10", 140 coming out of high school. So, like, that was the only school really gave me an opportunity to play early, and I wanted to play early, so I just wanted to go there and prove myself that I can do it. And I put on the weight. I put on like 25 pounds when I got to college. So, yeah, just playing in Wyoming was like they was the only school that gave me opportunity. So that's why I ended up there.
It's so funny you say you put on 25 pounds because I did. I was watching. Maryland's got a great a show. It's called Defined, where you can meet a lot of players. And I don't remember which of the coaches say, man, I love Chris. We got to get him to eat a hamburger.
Yeah.
But I love Chris. Has that been something that you've continued to try to do? Or do you say, hey, for me playing, this is the size that I like to be at. I don't want to carry around a whole lot more bulk. It's working for me. Where you at size-wise?
I actually put on 15 more pounds.
Really?
Yeah. Shout out to nutrition. Shout out Addie and, all of the Coach RD and my coaches just stand on me about, getting big and getting stronger because this is the Big Ten.
So where are you at right now?
I'm at 176. So
okay.
Just a high 170 stand.
Have you noticed during camp, like, the impact that has when you get hit, when somebody does? I know you guys aren't, like, going full at it. I understand that. But have you noticed, like, any of that? Has it been beneficial to you?
Yeah, definitely. Just having, the more armor on, it just, I bounce off the hit sometimes because, if you can see, I'm kind of slippery. So just, putting on a little bit more weight, it's just.
And it hasn't taken away any of the slipperiness. You're still, right?
Yeah. And I got faster too, so, yeah.
What's if you ran a 40 right now, what would it be?
I don't know. We'll see in the game.
Would it be under 4.3? Is there it?
I don't know about. Probably like high 4.3. I say high 4.3,
right.
low 4.4.
Similarly, I think I do it in about 40. So I think we're very similar. I think about 43 would be right where I'd be running the 40 at this point. That's actually why I brought snacks today, because I heard Chris needed to put on some more pounds. So I brought some of these spicy pickle balls today, which I think are pretty good, actually.
Nah, they definitely are. Y'all should go try some.
Those are a winner. Chris, coming to Maryland, tell me the story, right? Like, obviously, you go out, you find success at Wyoming. I'm sure the opportunity to play at a higher level was something that was exciting for you, but why Maryland specifically?
So back in last year, like, when I had a breakout game against Akron, my high school coach, like, he was telling he wasn't recruiting me, but he was like, man, keep doing your thing, like, you feel me? You got eyes on you. And I'm just like, because he was here. He was actually, here and on the staff and stuff like that. So he just told me keep doing my thing and stuff like that. And, at the end of the season, they was like really, when I got in the portal, they was really like one of the main schools just on me, talking to me every day, hitting me up and stuff like that. So I just wanted to give an opportunity. And figuring out that a guy like Locks was here, his resume is endless. Yep. So just the guys that he coached is like, I got to be under that. And then, having a threat like Malik at quarterback is like, why not?
I mean, it helps. That certainly helps. Were you aware of, like, the history of Maryland wide receivers? Like, were you the Stephon Diggs, the DJ Moores, the Torrey Smiths before. Like, were you aware, being on the other side of the country, I don't know how much you've thought about Maryland football in your life. Did that mean anything to you? The success, Ty Felton, who was here, did that mean anything to you?
Oh, yeah, I was definitely aware. Like, you know, Ty, his last season was actually my freshman year. So he was a guy that was heavily talked about for being going to win a Blended-Cuff award. And, yeah, I was definitely aware about the receivers because I actually came on a visit to Maryland, like, when I was a junior in high school.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. I was here because we was my 7-on-7 team came up to Maryland, and I was always like, damn, I want to go to Maryland.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Man, it's a dream come true.
What
So.
did you remember anything about that trip from that 7-on-7? Like,
Yeah, I remember getting heighted and weighted, and they was like, man, he's small. So yeah,
some things they were trying to tell you then.
Yeah,
brother, you want to play here? You got to eat a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
We got to get you on that. Chris Durr Jr. is with us live from College Park, Maryland wide receiver. You mentioned Malik.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much you get to watch because you're playing football, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And Maryland maybe wasn't playing in like the marquee game of the week last season. How much were you aware of Malik, who was heavily recruited?
Yeah.
Clearly, everybody in the country wanted Malik. How much were you aware of him, and what has that looked like? I know you've been here since January, establishing that comfort, that connection with him.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't too aware about Malik because it was like you said, it was a school all the way on the other side of the country, and I was just trying to focus and get my situation right at Wyoming. But as the season came to an end, I started doing my research, and I was like, man, he the real deal.
Yeah.
And I went back and watched every game from last year, just seeing although things didn't go the right way, like how poised he was, how he was always calm, keeping the energy up, always just being himself. And that's a guy I want to play under and be a guy that he can count on when things are tough.
What does that look like when you're showing up having never played a game with somebody? And look, this is now what college football looks like everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's getting to know, hey, you're the new guy here, like let's go. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
But how do you do that in the course of January to now, the next week when you're playing a game?
Yeah.
Obviously you have the practice field and you have training camp, but what else are you doing to try to establish that rapport, that connection with your quarterback?
Just building the connection, just being yourself, just always just like anytime hanging out. Like me and Malik, like when I first got here, he had let me come to his house and we had played the game together, just stuff like that, just doing the little
like
stuff.
Video games?
Yeah.
What were you playing?
We was playing the Wii.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so like all the kind of like
Yeah.
like the fun games, like
Yeah.
you're doing like bowling and stuff like that?
Yeah, I
Like,
actually beat him and everything. But Malik,
he
a competitor though.
he's
for
gonna be
sure.
over here later, so we're gonna put that to him. We're gonna check that. I'm a reporter. I have to have multiple sources on these stories.
It's no problem.
So I got to make sure I get on top of that. But that, like, things like that, I do feel like that rapport is got to be able to carry over, right? Like just creating a friendship that way.
Yeah, definitely. Just building that connection because it's like it's not all about football. It's just about connecting like as people. So I feel like me and Malik did that like heavily, just going places, like just talking to him, like playing around and stuff like that. And I just feel like that only built our connection on the field even better. So
that's great. Yeah. That's great. Chris, you arrive as a newcomer to this program, but a veteran in college football.
Yeah.
And you arrive at a position where there's a lot of turnover and they need guys to step up.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like for you as someone who comes in, you haven't been around these guys, you don't know the coaches the same way, in trying to stand out and say, but I'm going to be your guy. I'm going to be the guy despite the fact that I haven't been here before. How do you bridge that gap?
It's just, all the help in the receiver room, just all the guys just coming together, just being a brotherhood. Like, not only just me, it's just all of us. Like, them just embracing our role of me and Naeem coming in, being newcomers, us just being there, just working with them. Like, us just being like, all right, although stuff didn't go that what was playing last year, it's going to be a new receiver corps. We're going to come in, we're going to work harder. We're going to catch more balls. We're going to do more extra work to make sure those results doesn't happen again. And that's no discredit to the guys that was here last year. But
I appreciate you bringing that up without me asking that, though, because I feel like it's an unspoken part about what's going on here, right? That, like, I think there is an amount of pressure that's felt coming into this season, right? There's been a couple of down years, and That has to change. The standard has to be higher than that. You're not responsible for what happened in the last couple of years, but it sounds like you're saying you're going to carry that burden no matter what. Like, despite the fact that it had nothing to do with you, you're carrying the burden of needing to raise the level.
Yeah, definitely. And our coaches told us it's reminded about us every day. Just we coming out, we are the standard. It's no question. You know, it's no such thing as pressure. Pressure is only what you put on yourself, and if you put the pressure on yourself, then that's on you. And I feel like as a receiver corps, as a whole team, we don't do that. It's always next play. It's always next moment. Can't be worried about what happened last year or if you drop the ball or if anything goes bad, because it's always the next play. It's always.
What gives you confidence that this team can get over that hump, that can, as you look at this group, whatever happened in the past, what gives you confidence that you can compete in the Big Ten and compete to win a championship?
Just going out here every day. If you guys are out here just showing up, coming to practice, being fired up. You know, although we do have some slow days, some days we take a little bit longer to get active.
It's actually, you know, the nice part about this year is it hasn't even really been all that hot. Like, it's really not been awful at all. Because I know some of those days when you guys are just like, just puking, ready, like. But you haven't really had a lot of those days this year.
Yeah, thank God.
It's been kind of nice, right? For like a Chicago guy.
Yeah.
You did get these guys like from Florida, they're like, this is nothing. But for a Chicago guy, this has kind of been about right for the summer, right?
Definitely. Yeah, it feels great. I'm glad it haven't been too hot, because when it's too hot, the coaches ain't playing around. They don't care if it's 100.
Well, that's because you guys play games in September, and you don't know how hot it's going to be on those days. So you got to be ready to go for that. All right, I need to know a couple things. You were at Wyoming for a few years. Did you ever put on a pair of cowboy boots? Did you ever get on a horse?
Not at all. I actually rode a horse in Chicago.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I rode a horse before, for sure.
In Chicago?
Yeah.
What was the story?
I was younger though. I was probably about 11 or 12, and my uncle, he was like, "You want to go horseback riding?"
Okay.
And I was just like, "Yeah, I never did it before." So we went on a horse.
I got a crazy story for you. My wife and I live on a horse farm. And when I first started dating her, she rides horses. That's what she does for a living.
Right.
She's like, "You gonna get on one?" I said, "I'm good. I'm all right. Look at them. I don't know what that horse thing's about to do. I have no idea. I'm gonna pass on separating my shoulder, like being thrown off a horse."
Yeah, you never know.
You weren't big on the cowboy culture.
Nah, I'm just like, it wasn't me. Like, you know, I just like to be comfortable and just dress like how I am now all the time. So. You know, I definitely embraced it on the field.
What about, have you started embracing the state flag since you've arrived in Maryland? Because as you can tell, that's what we do. It's basically the entirety of our identity is that we have the flag.
I mean, you can see what I got on. I always got the Maryland gear. So
I appreciate that. There's something unique and specific about the flag. You're going to see it when you get the game. They're going to bring it down in the student section, this giant flag.
Yeah.
It is. It's all we care. I don't know how to explain us as a people. We care about Old Bay seasoning and the state flag. It's all we have. That's the list of things that we're into.
I definitely like the flag, though. It's definitely unique, had different colors,
right?
Stuff like that.
And that's the thing we try to explain to people. We like the flag because it looks cool as hell.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool pattern that we're into. Chicago, do you have a preferred place for deep dish?
No, actually, y'all gotta. Some people gotta stop thinking that everybody eat deep dish from Chicago. We all don't eat that. We all don't eat that.
So you're out on deep dish?
No, I don't eat that. That's just like, I mean, people, it's known to be like a really
What's
good
the other?
pizza.
The other one's like tavern style that people do in Chicago, right, with pizza?
Yeah, I think so, but everybody don't do that. Wow. Sorry to tell you that, but we don't.
Kind of blowing my mind now. I actually love deep dish pizza. I actually love it.
Nah, it's pretty good though, but everybody don't.
This is the thing. Like, I remember people would make fun of it. Like, it's not really pizza. It's like a pizza casserole. I'm like, who thinks a pizza casserole is a bad idea? Tell me what's bad about that. Give me a pizza casserole any day of the week. What is the most Chicago thing about you then?
Probably like the way I talk, like the way I say things like that, and like.
Hang on, because I don't know that I've been picking. What's a word? Like everybody always says around here, like a Baltimore accent. Like we say like to, and we put, it sounds like you. We do a lot of that. We don't pronounce T's very well.
Yeah.
Like no one's ever said Baltimore.
Yeah.
It's Baltimore. Like that's the way we say it. What's a Chicago? If we were speaking Chicagoese, what's something that we might pick up?
Probably just like we don't say words with like ER. Like we say everything ends with a.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to avoid, obviously, a few things that come to mind. So let me go here for a second. Joker.
Like Joker.
Every word is going to sound like that.
Yeah.
It ends in, I had no idea. Yeah. I never knew that about Chicago. That's wild to me.
Yeah, that's how people talk. Like, we don't say, like, the ER and the words. Like, it just be like
everything is and if we hear that, we'll know that's a person from Chicago.
From Chicago, yeah.
I just learned something today. Look at you making me more cultured, Chris Durr. Look at that. I feel so much more cultured now. Chris, I'm really excited to see you out there on the field. The role that you're going to play, and to me, your game translates to you could catch 12 balls a game, right? Like, is that? I'm not trying to take anything away from you, is your size, being able to jump, high point a ball, but is the best part of your game the ability, just throw me the ball, I'm going to keep going, I'm going to get those 8 yards, we need 8 yards on third down, I'm that guy?
I feel like the best part of my game is just being able to turn nothing into something. You know, being able to, I remember, were you at the scrimmage last week? Yeah, you probably was at the scrimmage last week. I had, a 65-yard touchdown, just, catching the over route. Just things like that. Just, being able to stretch the field, be able to be a dynamic player, real dynamic. So, yeah, y'all going to see a lot of that this year. Just, keep staying tuned to, every day we're going to be working.
Like that. And how about how many cheeseburgers have you had since you've been here?
Plenty. Plenty. So, yeah, I'm going to keep eating. I'm actually going to go eat again.
There you go. There you go. We're right outside of the cafeteria here at Jones Hill House, so you're going to run back in. Chris, it's so great to meet you, man. Social media, where are Maryland fans giving you a follow?
Chris, you can actually follow me at Chris Durr Jr. That's my name. It's always gonna be like that. It's just my brand. So,
what do you have to accomplish this year for us to just go with Reaper moving forward? Like, what's the standard by which now you can become Reaper?
Probably just being on that field and just doing my thing.
There we go, man.
Just doing my thing, just helping out the team as much as I can, and y'all gonna continue to see that. So, I mean, hopefully y'all come to the games or y'all see it on TV, but y'all definitely going to see me somewhere.
Chris,
so, yeah.
It's great to meet you, man. Best of luck this season.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
you culturing me in the process as well.
No problem.
I learned a thing or two. That's the Slim Reaper, Chris Durr Jr., as we are live from College Park here at Jones Hill House. Coming up, still more Maryland players to join us. Deputy AD Joe LaBue is going to be stopping by in just a minute, as it is a Wednesday edition of Glenn Clark Radio, live from Maryland.
Don't fumble your fantasy football draft. Host your party at Sports and Social Inside Live Casino. We've got everything you need to make the night a winner, with massive screens, cool drinks, great food, and Wi-Fi that won't drop the ball. Reserve your table by August 20th to enter our early draft bonus drawing. Draft like a pro at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery, because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
This is Byron Warnken. If you've been injured in a car or truck crash, you probably know this is stressful. Medical bills, the insurance company giving you the runaround, you got to get your car fixed. You don't just need a lawyer, you need results. At Warnken LLC, we represent the injured across Maryland. Whether it's a car or truck crash case, medical malpractice, or any other serious personal injury, we fight for maximum compensation for you and maximum ease for you. You don't want to have to deal with this stuff. stuff. Warnken LLC has been voted best personal injury law firm in Maryland for a reason. For us, 443 Results isn't just a phone number, it's our mission. Get the advocate that you need. Call us today, 443 Results, or visit us online, warnkenlaw.com. That's WARNKENLAW.com.
Make the most out of every day in your Toyota RAV4. Available in hybrid or gas-only models. A RAV4 can get you where you want to go in style. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new RAV4s from your local Toyota dealer today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, and you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
Coming back in here with Glenn and the other guy, Garrett, whatever his name is. You know who they are.
All right, we are back here live at Jones Hill House in College Park. It is a Wednesday edition of Glenn Clark Radio. And joining us now here live on set, he is the Deputy Athletic Director of the University of Maryland and Chief Revenue Officer. He's Joe LaBue, and he is with us here on GCR. Joe, it's great to see you, sir.
Great to be
Look
here.
Look at that throwback Maryland. I got to get one of those.
I don't know whose shirt's better.
Well, I pulled it. The funny thing, too, is people will be like, did you just wear that because you're at Maryland Day? I'm like, you clearly don't know me. I wear this once a week in the summer.
Perfect.
I also heard you guys were having a beach bash.
That's right.
So I thought that maybe this would be like the appropriate thing to wear to celebrate a beach bash here at Maryland.
I won't even call you out if you spill something on it today and
you
wear
know,
it next Saturday.
I'm going to do that. That's the way it's going to work. Joe, tell me about your journey being here, how much this means to you to be the Deputy AD, the Chief Revenue Officer here at Maryland.
Yeah, it's still amazing. It's about a year in. So 01 grad. My wife went here too. She's an 05 grad. Wow. So Terps are in our DNA. I've worked in pro sports for the last 25 years. With the changing landscape of college athletics and Jim coming here, he and I, similar backgrounds in the pro world, really felt like this was the right fit for my next step career-wise. And you know, there's a lot of people in pro sports and in this business that don't get to work for, you know, teams they grew up cheering for, or obviously the school they went to. And, you know, there's pros and cons to that. Sometimes you don't want to see what's under the hood. But for me, I know coming here and just doing what I can do to help will make a huge impact to Maryland athletics. And if I can walk away saying I played a small role in getting us back to where we deserve to be, would be amazing.
So I'm gonna say it this way, and it's gonna to me, and I jokingly, there's no easier way to generate revenue than winning, right? Like nothing drives revenue the way that winning drives revenue. Your job requires you to have to find, you know, other ways to do that without that being guaranteed, right? How do you the fine line between, hey, as the Chief Revenue Officer, how do I just help the teams win more because then people are going to want to be here, there's going to be more money spent, versus trying to come up with other concepts, other initiatives, other ways to try to drive revenue?
Yeah, I mean, the formula's simple. I mean, if we have full arenas, full buildings, it definitely helps from a competitive standpoint, helps from a recruiting standpoint in college, you know, helps my, you know, pro background, you know, free agents, they wanted to go play. They wanted to play in front of full buildings. They wanted to play in front of rabid fan bases. They wanted to, you know, for better or worse, maybe be recognized when they walk down the street, depending on who you talk to. I think with Maryland in particular, for me, we have so much untapped potential. But again, it's not anything that's aspirational. When I was here, we were, you know, cutting down the nets in Atlanta. You know, Brenda was cutting down the nets a couple years later.
Really good time going to Peach Bowls.
Yeah, that's right. Sash was getting going. We were in the Orange Bowl. We were, you know, crushing Tennessee in the Peach Bowl, to your point. So again, it can happen here. We all know the talent here, the passion, how much this school means to the region, regardless if you went here or not, had a kid that went here or not. Something about that Maryland flag, and for my role, it's, yes, helping winning, but I can't come to work every single day and be like, well, I hope we win 9-10 games on the football field this year. Here's my plan if we win 10 games. That doesn't work.
Yeah, because you might not. Right.
No.
Exactly right.
So we've taken the approach of fan experience. Jim's talked about it since day one. How do we take CQ Stadium, Xfinity Center, Ludwig Field on Friday nights for men's soccer, in the afternoons for the
that
Lights
atmosphere
program.
is always insane. I feel like just don't screw that up. It's something you can do there.
Yes. How do we make that better? So there's been a lot of intentional work over the last 12 months in terms of trying to figure out, what are some easy wins? What are some things that we can do differently to drive fan experience? Because people love Maryland. You just need to give them a reason to come to College Park.
So let's talk about that for football specifically,
Yeah.
because I know there's been a lot that you guys have done, some initiatives and the shell. And I know there's been a lot out there. Walk me through what's new this year, what's different, what people will see, and what the idea behind all of these initiatives are.
Yeah, like I said, it was a very intentional approach. We were okay listening to fans. We wanted all the feedback. You don't get into this and knowing you're going to get pats on the back 24/7, 365. It's the exact opposite. Usually the only people you hear from are people who are upset, but that's okay because that gives you direction and things you got to work on. So parking, getting into College Park, we've been very hard at work, working with campus, working with Prince George's County, working with our facilities, getting people here. If that's your first impression of a game day, just something as easy as getting to the stadium.
I have no doubt you heard from a lot of people about that.
That's right. So, and with the growth of College Park and everything that's so awesome going on here, it does create a little bit of a logistical challenge, is sort of short-term pain, long-term gain. I mean, this place is unbelievable. I mean, I've said that to everybody coming back here. You've been down in Charlotte for the last 15 years, coming back to College Park. I mean, this city has grown up.
It is wild.
It is
right?
awesome.
You just see all of
I mean,
this.
it's amazing, right? So looking at getting in on game days so people will hopefully see something that's just easy, directional signage. How can I use an app to figure out where I need to park? You can go to our app now. We've got an interactive map that'll take you from leaving your driveway to getting into College Park. Once you're in the stadium, whether it's CQ or Xfinity or any of our facilities, where do I get this specific concession item? If I want to buy a T-shirt for my kid, where do I go? So, these are things that basic blocking and tackling, but there's a lot of work. And we know, look, we're not going to get a ton of feedback saying this is unbelievable, but what we're not going to get is maybe some people complaining about it on Monday morning, Tuesday. It's one of these things. It's like the silence is kind of what we want.
If there's less complaints about those things.
That's right. You're doing.
If the experience is better. Again,
Yeah.
your part, you've handled your part.
Yeah.
You got other guys around here that are going to try to handle the other part,
Yeah.
but you've handled your part. The event, obviously the parking that goes and the traffic, and it goes a long way. And clearly, not trying to pile on, but it has been an issue here. There's been no question about that. The actual game day experience and what we're going to see when you show up as Maryland takes on Hampton next week.
Yeah, so inside the stadium, I mean, something as simple as putting televisions in the concourse. I hadn't been back here, and I think I came back
It's
here
so funny. I think Griffin and I just reacted the exact same way. We're
Yeah.
like, we've never thought about that, but now that you bring it up, what the hell?
Yeah, you're going to buy a beer, and it's
Don't know
like
what's going on.
it's like I want to go get a beer, but I might miss a big play too. So there'll be over 50 concourse televisions now.
Nice.
In terms of game day atmosphere, it's growing on some traditions. The flag drop. I'm really excited for next Saturday. The team intro is going to be electric.
It's cool.
So our content team, our fan experience team, has been hard at work in the lab. We've had a lot of, really good feedback from the football team too. It's not like, hey, we think this is going to be great. Hope you guys like it. We've been working with them too, because you want the authentic excitement when they come running out. So someone from the football staff told me last week, we look like the big boys. This is going to be unbelievable with the lights and the video. So fortunately, it's an 8:00 game against Hampton, so we'll have that one night game experience. We'll be ready for when those guys from Blacksburg.
Yeah,
come up
those
here in a couple
guys.
weeks.
Those guys. Some guy who used to coach around here. Might be making a trip up.
Yep. So it's how are we encouraging fans to get pumped up, get excited. Don't sit down. I understand. Again, we talked about it. The team has a lot to do with that, but we can dictate that too. What music we're playing, what the scoreboard prompts are, the world of partnerships. Nobody just wants to hear a read about the company XYZ.
Right.
It's how do they
what does that do for me?
Yeah,
Like,
right. How are they woven into something you're going to remember that's mutually beneficial for the partner, for the fan experience? You mentioned the shell. We've sort of rebranded our student section and student engagement. We know how important that is. Our students have been awesome. I think they've gotten a bad rap recently, and I've come back here and I think that's a lazy take. I think our students have been very engaged. We saw the best student support we've had in a long time last year through a football season that was 4-8, even basketball season. Got a little lean there, but we understand why. So just sort of rebranding that, fresh start, and you get those freshmen and sophomore on campus that don't know otherwise. They learn, and you want to create those habits right away. We want them to be fully engaged in Maryland athletics from day one, because if you don't get them in their freshman, sophomore year, it's going to be a tough ask when they're out of here, right?
Yeah, you want to make sure that they're ready to turn around and keep spending money with you forever, and coming back.
We need
and
full
going
buildings,
to
we
games.
need wins, right? So one of the other things we did this year, we're launching the Terp tank.
Yep.
So Terp tank section 16, it is a total high energy section that, yes, we have a dunk tank. We're going to be dunking people on game days.
How's that going to work?
To be
okay,
determined.
all right.
You'll
When you guys announced that,
Yeah.
I was like, but who's getting dunked? Like, do I get to get dunked?
I was just going to say, I think Glenn just signed up.
Wait a second. Now, wait a second here.
So it's one of these things. We've got plans, but, having worked in soccer for so long, the beauty of a supporter section in soccer is it's owned and organic by the fans in that section.
People that show up to the game. I called DC United games for a little bit,
Yeah.
and like the Barra Brava, you would just see it, and then everybody else that showed up at the stadium would be like, I want to be over.
Correct.
I want to be a part of that. I want to feel that. I know the Orioles have been doing that with the splash zone and that concept, and so it's creating that. Like, this is a passionate place, and your kids see it, and you're like, yeah, I want to be a part of it.
So,
there's a really important person that's going to come by and join us in a minute. Not to say you're not, right? Not to say you're not, Joe. But I do want to ask specifically about Baltimore, because that's where we are.
Yes.
And the Ravens coming down here to host a practice, which became this like almost contentious, like, well, is Maryland, they care more about Baltimore? I'm like, this is a good thing. And I think for people in our area, they've always wanted to say, hey, what is Maryland reaching out to Baltimore? And you're playing a basketball game again at the arena this year. And I know this is not all you. Some of this is just the teams, doing these things. But how intentional has that been? These things, these public-facing things that we've seen that are related to Maryland athletics in Baltimore.
We can't say we're the flagship university of the state, not be intentional about understanding there's an entire state outside of PG County.
Yeah.
The roots in Baltimore, not only from alumni, fans, student athletes, it's a special relationship. We talked about getting to College Park. We need to get over the fact that, it's 45 minutes to an hour potentially on a game day, right? We understand that.
So you got to make that more. You got to make that more simplistic.
But
right?
we need to show up in places where people are. We need to say, hey, we need your support, and we'll support you back. That's why having the game against South Carolina in December is going to be great. We were there at Coppin State last year too, but we want to continue to be there.
This being a Saturday, Griffin and I were talking about this is a Saturday right before the holidays.
Yeah.
Kids out of school. This is a perfect opportunity for you. Bring up fans, not even alumni, just people in that area that want to be Maryland fans.
That's right.
To say, I've got an opportunity to take my kids, spend a Saturday this way. It's a massive win. That's a big win.
There's no pretentiousness around here, whether you went here or not. You're a Terp. You live whether you're born here or you live here now. This is your state. This is your team. It's Big Ten college athletics. And if anyone's going to say the Big Ten isn't the biggest and baddest on the planet, then again, you're wrong.
Right now, three straight national championships.
The stats would show otherwise.
So
we're coast to coast, and coming here to College Park, there's something special about college athletics, and there's something great about being in the Big Ten too, because you're seeing the best of the best every single week. And we take representing the state really seriously. So Baltimore is a massive part of this state, obviously, and we are going to continue to look for ways to do things. I think the Ravens we're smart. You know, the marketing boundaries were, you know, they're no more. So why wouldn't you take that opportunity? That's fine. If Commanders fans are upset about it, then
the Commanders can reach
they can
out.
do
It's
something
not
about it
like-
too. That's right.
I didn't get the sense that it was you guys saying like they're not welcome
that's
here
right.
or anything like
that's
that.
That's right. We're, you know, that's the beauty.
I think I saw Stephon Diggs out here running around on the field a minute ago after he had signed with the Commanders.
Yeah,
so.
that's right. I mean, we're welcoming of all, whether you're wearing burgundy and gold or purple and black on Sundays. You know, you can come and support the Terps on a Saturday, and you know that's the approach we need to have, because we've got a lot of work to do to build that brand equity back up in the marketplace. And like I said, it's building it back up. It's not like it's never been done before. So I don't want anyone to think that, you know, we're coming here to do anything that's groundbreaking. It's more of just taking this entity that, you know, I love and so many love, and, you know, treating it right.
I love that. Joe LaBue, you're a perfect person for this role, and your passion is appreciated. I think everybody in Baltimore appreciates that connection and wants to see more of that moving forward. And so appreciate you coming by and hanging out with us and telling us more about what we're going to see this year during football season. Thank you for stopping by.
No, appreciate you guys being in College Park. Means a ton.
Oh, you want to try a spicy pickleball before you run away? These are I brought these for everybody. They're actually really good, man. This has been a win.
They look great.
It's been a win. We'll see. Let's see.
Oh yeah,
these are good, right?
They are really
this
good,
one,
actually.
this one works.
I mean, if you're not a Dill fan, you're done from the start.
What are you doing with your life?
What
are you doing with your life if you're not a Dill fan?
Right, and the spiciness is
it's perfect.
It's perfect,
On point.
actually.
Joe, great to meet you, man. Thank you for coming over and hanging out with us.
All right, fellas.
Joe
Thanks.
LaBue, Deputy AD, Chief Revenue Officer here at Maryland. Appreciate him checking in and spending some time with us. Behind him, someone who I think is going to be important to the ability for Maryland to succeed, and obviously what comes with that is making revenue and everybody being fired up about watching Maryland football. This is a young man we've had a lot of opportunities to talk to over the years, dating back to when I was calling. I think you called a game down there.
I
too,
did, yeah. I
you?
called a couple. I called a few Spalding games.
We both called his games dating back to when he was in high school. Joining us now, he is the quarterback here at the University of Maryland, Malik Washington. It's so great to see you. Thank you so much for stopping over to hang out with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Man, we were just talking with Joe about this day that the Ravens were here, and you got to connect with Lamar Jackson. As someone who grew up here, can you tell me about – I don't know if you'd ever met him before, if you've ever had a conversation with him. Can you tell me about what that moment was like for you? I don't even know if you guys really got to talk at all. But, like, the impact that watching him has maybe had on you as a quarterback.
Yeah, definitely. It was my first time meeting him as growing up here, like you said, a Ravens fan my whole life, really. It was special for me to get a moment like that. He's a person that, you know, a lot of quarterbacks look up to, right, like myself included. Just seeing somebody at that level having that success, like, it just gives you a picture of it's able to be done.
You know, like, it's funny because you guys aren't the same style quarterback, right? Like, you are obviously – I don't think we're going to see you run the ball the way that he ran the ball at Louisville. I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. Not that you couldn't, but I just don't think that's the style. What maybe have, just from watching him, what are things that you've picked up over the years that maybe have influenced the type of player that you are, what we've seen from you on the field?
His pocket presence, really, his ability to go from 0 to 100, back to 0 really fast, change his pace on defenses, make it harder for guys to sack him, not just playing at one speed all the time.
You are obviously, there's a lot of attention on you. There's always been a lot of attention on you. We've talked about this a lot over the years, how you've handled that. And I know that your mom has helped in that process a lot, who I always need to say hi to because she's a wonderful person and she's never been anything other than wonderful to me. Your ability to handle this pressure, to come in last year as a freshman and start and be under that microscope and get kicked a little bit, right? Like go through some struggles. Where does that come from? What did you learn from that specifically that now that you've been entrenched, you don't have to worry about, you know, am I going to be the guy or not? How has that continued to help you grow going into year 2?
Yeah, I would say like the tough skin piece really came from my dad's side, to be honest. Competing over there, I had a bunch of older cousins, you know, uncles and all that stuff, and we would, you know, from playing the game, playing football, riding bikes, whatever we're doing, we're competing in everything, you know, win, lose, or draw, a whole bunch of smack being talked. So, like, it's, you know, something that you kind of get used to over the years. You build that callus up a little bit. And then, too, like, moving forward, like, for me, it's my faith as well. It just keeps me kind of grounded, humble in it and understanding that there's a plan for my life. No matter, how good or bad things are going right now, there's always a plan at the end of the day.
You've done a lot of winning and you've had a lot of success in your life. Was it difficult to go through that last year? Like, did it test you a little bit? I mean, any of those frustrations?
A little bit, because really for me, like the winning piece didn't start till like late middle school, early high school. Like when I was younger, first started playing football, we weren't really winning that many games.
Okay.
Really, I think I didn't win a game till like my second, third year playing football.
That
Like,
sounds
yeah.
impossible. Did they not know they had Malik Washington on their team?
So it was like it was something that I hadn't been used to for a while, but it took me back to that point of understanding like what losses can bring you and how you can. Like, the loss is a loss, but you have to find something out of it, something positive out of the negative to make it worth it.
Yeah, he's Malik Washington. He's with us here on GCRs. We're live from College Park at Jones Hill House. How does it change, right? Like, part of it, obviously, just the experience is going to make you better. And then, like, I have no doubt that that's part of the story. But how else does it change for you guys? Because as I know, Coach pointed out during Big Ten Media Days, it's not like, you weren't in a lot of those games. What is the difference in going from team that can be close, that can fight and compete, to team that's ready to win those games in those moments and turn, 4-8 into 8-4 or even better than that?
One piece is the experience, of course, with us bringing back so much of our roster. It's guys, who we were playing a bunch of freshmen last year, a lot of true freshmen, some redshirt freshmen. Like, it was a good amount of guys that were young, that were playing for the first time, and some of the things you experience on the field, you can't really replicate it in practice. Like, you can try your best, but that field experience is something that we all needed. So getting a lot of those dudes back that are have an extra year under their belt, and then two, just the things we emphasize in the offseason. We all remember that pain of the 3-game stretch where we're in the game in the fourth quarter and we can't find a way to finish. So just emphasizing the finish in everything that we do.
You like it. Is there anything that are you I need to obsess over, like, watching the things? Like, do you continue to watch film after the season's over? Do you continue to go back and look at things that you did in certain spots? Or are you the type that says, that's not going to – I don't want to dwell on any of that. Like, I want to work on what's in front of me.
Yeah, I won't dwell on the games themselves, like places I need to improve. So if I watch back and it's some throws that I found I was consistently missing throughout the season, I'll go and work on.
Do you then spend, like, we would see you out on a field just, like, making that same throw over and over again?
Not even just making the same throw, but understanding the body position it takes to make the throw, because you're never going to be in the same situation. Like, you can step out here onto the grass with nobody out here and a receiver, and, yeah, you can make the throw 1,000 times, but what happens when there's a defender in your face? What happens when there's somebody covering?
It's a little bit different, right?
So
yeah.
It's like you need to understand your body position and how that can relate to the throw, so different ways you can get to it. So not just dropping back, clean pocket, making a throw. It's a drop back, it's a move, it's a slide, whatever it is to get to that spot and be able to make the throw.
The decision to stay here. I don't know that I ever doubted it, knowing your path and how you ended up here. But I have no doubt. I'm just going to guess there were plenty of people that were calling you, reaching out, and trying to get you to consider, going elsewhere after last season. Can I assume that's correct?
I mean, I didn't hear much of it because whenever it was like, my family stuff, whatever they had, like, people talking to them, I just told them to keep me out of it. Yeah,
let me just do
let
my
me
thing.
focus on that.
Was there ever any doubt for you? Like, I get the sense that when you decided to come here, this was not to you ever going to be a stepping stone.
No, not at all. It's always, once the season ended, I knew I was ready to get back to go to work next season. It was never something of like, there was no question for me. I knew I wanted to stay around. This is the place I chose. I chose to come here, for 3 to 4 years and get a degree and do all this stuff. And I want to make it from here. So it wasn't a stepping stone for me. It's a path on my journey.
And technically it could be 5 now.
Yeah.
And I understand why it is that you're saying 3 to 4 because, we're expecting maybe some bigger things down the road. And I completely get that. The role that you play now in being the guy to get other guys to come here. And I also know that you started playing that role ever before you were here. But the fact that, like, you and Sydney, and I know it's so heartbreaking what's going on with Zahir, but that you all kind of made that decision together. Was that intentional? Were you guys talking about that together and having conversations and making sure that everybody was in lockstep with each other?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there was, of course, locker room conversations about it. Like, in the offseason, it's a bunch of gray area around. You don't know who's leaving, who's going, who we're bringing in, who's getting out. Like, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I just made sure to, we all have that conversation as, 3 young guys who had a big, important role last year. And not just those 2 either, but the rest of the freshman class. If you look, like, whole freshman class is still here. It was something important for us to be able to continue to talk about that and stay around and build what we said we were going to do.
You say you're going to do, like, what gives you that belief? Like, Because I think that was a huge statement, right? For a lot of people that there's, I'm sure you're great at blocking out a lot of the outside noise, but it's hard, right? Like it's all there. That was a massive statement, all of you stepping up like that and saying, no, we are bought in. Why? Why are you so bought in?
The belief really in the brotherhood that you build, the bond that you build. If you talk to anybody whenever they come around this campus, especially around this team, they see how close-knit of a team we are, not just as a team, but as a program. From the head man down to, anybody you can think of, to the assistants, whoever it is. Like, we're all a really close, connected family. And you see that throughout the building. You feel that energy throughout the building. And that's what makes people want to stay around.
What's the coolest thing about being Malik Washington? Like, what's the bet being the big man on camp? Like, what's the coolest part about this for you?
Probably just seeing the looks on like kids' faces when you get to take a picture with them or sign an autograph for them, things like that. Because I remember being that kid.
Who was that for you? Who was the guy that you met that you were like, I can't believe I'm getting to meet this dude?
We went to Ravens practices when I was younger, and I think the first one I saw was like Justin Forsett.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, we saw him running back. That
he had a hell of a run, right? Like he had a really nice couple
really
of
cool
seasons.
To see him.
Yeah.
I remember meeting Steve Smith at like a bowling alley one day. He did like a meet and greet, and I was there. Guys like that, just looking up to them, and they didn't realize the impact that they had on me. And, what pushed me to get to this point. So I just want to be able to do that for somebody else.
Man, that's cool. Oh, that's so cool, right? So you obviously – there's a little bit of a different aura that comes with being definitively QB1, right? Do you have to, like, watch yourself? Do you have to watch what you're saying to people? Do you have to be like, I'm representing something bigger? Like, is there a response – I want to say pressure, but like a responsibility that's come with that since you've arrived here?
I would say as soon as you put that Terp script on your body, you have a different responsibility, especially on the football team. As any athlete on campus, right? Like, you're looked at in a different light. You have to carry yourself a different way. So especially on the football team. So not just the quarterback, but for me, to back up whoever, like, it's just everybody carries that responsibility of going out and representing our program well.
All right, you have an old friend who showed back up on the coaching staff this year, right?
Yes,
like, what has that meant to you for Kyle? For those that don't know, Kyle Schmidt, who was offensive lineman here years ago, I won't say how many years ago, but a number of years ago, who was your coach at Archbishop Spalding, is now back as tight ends coach here at Maryland. Can you tell me about that relationship? What it's meant to you and how cool it is to have him back here on staff, knowing how much he cares about this place.
Yeah, he's a person, like you said, that cares about this place. He was somebody that was here, when we had a lot of success.
Having a lot of success.
Yeah. So it's like he understood what it took at that time to get to that point. And he did the same thing. It took longer at the high school level for him, but he got to that point of where we reached that success.
No doubt about it.
And it's just he understands what the work looks like. And then, too, like, our relationship has always been amazing. Head coach to quarterback in high school, like, we have to have a great relationship. We're always on the same page about a lot of stuff. It just gives me another familiar face here that, I can look at and confide in.
Man, it's so cool. I know how cool it is for him. Like, I know how emotional it is for him to be back here. It's such a cool thing that it worked out that way. You were hanging out with Stephon Diggs a couple weeks ago, right? Yeah. Like, had you ever met him before? Did you know him at all? What was that like?
Not like met him in that sense. We kind of met in passing, just seeing each other, around. But, we all got to work out, and it was pretty cool to get out there and see some of the knowledge that he had for the receivers.
Was he, like, trying to give you some tips? Was there anything that, like, he told you that you were like, man, I'm definitely going to take that with me?
I was really just paying attention to what he was telling the receivers to understand their position a little bit better and, how they see things from their perspective. Because, like, looking at it from my perspective of, behind the lines is way different than them split out wide and how they see the game. So making sure we can all just get on the same page.
You mentioned the receivers. There's a lot of new receivers this year. We met one of them earlier. We met Chris Durr. And I was asking him about, like, establishing rapport with you and how that goes. And he mentioned, like, going over to your place and hanging out and playing Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he claims that whatever you guys were playing, he was kicking your ass.
That's a lie.
Now, I wanted to make sure. As a reporter, I have to get to the bottom of this.
That's a lie. CD got dog walked. We played Wii Sports, the original Wii Sports. We played baseball. Or no, I think we started off with tennis. I beat him in tennis. Then we played baseball. He got mercy ruled in baseball.
No.
Bring it up. He got mercy ruled in baseball. It was bad. I think I pitched first. He 3 up, 3 down, got him out of there. And then I went to go hit, and I might have went up like 7-0. And then by the time I stepped off, like, I think on Wii Sports like a 5-0 rule or something like that.
No.
Mercy ruled him in baseball. We didn't end up playing golf. Bowling, I think he ended up quitting bowling. Like, it was bad. CD got whooped. I don't know why he came on here and lied to y'all like that. But CD got whooped.
First of all, I love the fact that you guys are playing old Wii games. Like,
Yeah.
do you have
That was
how many
my-
hours?
That was my Christmas present to myself.
Really?
Yeah, I just bought one. I bought Wii Sports Resort, Mario Bros, Mario Kart, all the
What
games. I used
what
to
did
play.
you bit like? Were you always a gamer?
A little bit, yeah. Like when growing up, so before my little sister, it was just me in the house. So it was like I had nothing else to do really but play the game, play the Wii.
Okay.
And that's whenever I go to my, grandma's house, cousins and stuff.
But
are
did
all
you ever
over
become
there.
like a Call of Duty guy or anything like that?
Not too much.
Okay.
I did a little bit. Quarantine. I mean, kind of
Well,
had
that's
nothing
what
else
everybody-
to
basically
do.
what everybody was doing. That's a great
nothing
point.
else to do. But
But guys in the
not so
NFL were playing like 12-hour Call of Duty
see,
sessions during
I was
quarantine.
never a first-person shooter guy. I like
so
more.
you were more of the. I love this, dude. So I'm quite a bit older than you, as you can imagine. And like when the Wii came out, it was so like transformative for all of us who had like grown up playing video. We're like, what? What we can stand up and like play, and we would lose hours just having friends come over and playing that stuff. So it's really cool to me that that's what you guys are doing. Is that a normal thing? Are you getting other guys together and doing that?
Yeah,
type
I
of stuff?
mean, anytime somebody comes over to the house, like any of my teammates, they'll see the Wii. Yeah, but you got a Wii? I'm like, yeah, we can play. I got all the games. Like whatever game you want to play, I got it.
So who can beat you like at Wii bowling? Is anybody on the team?
I don't think so. The only person that got after me was Caleb Webb in tennis.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a pretty good tennis match. It was back and forth.
Are you a tennis player in real life or
No,
just on Wii?
not at all.
What
Just on Wii.
what else do you do? You golf at all? Do you do anything? I know you were a basketball
yeah, I played
player.
basketball, but that was about it.
Do you still like hoop at all or
Nah.
just don't have the time for that?
Yeah, not really.
I think I've asked you this before. Like, if they were like Buzz were to be like, "Hey, man, could you come over at the end of the year and give me a couple of minutes?" Would you still? Obviously, you're not going to do that because you've got other priorities. But if he asked, would you still be capable? Like, could you play at that level? I mean, I don't think people realize how good of a basketball player Malik was. Like, he was outstanding. Could you play at like the Big Ten level? Give him some minutes if you needed to.
I think so. I think I can go out there. Coach, give me like 8 to 10 minutes. I could probably get you about maybe 4 rebounds.
There you go. Right.
Maybe like 6 points and like 2 hard fouls to make.
I could, and I was always capable of giving. I could give the fouls. I couldn't do any of the other things. None of the other things would be helpful. But you got to have that guy that can be a little bit of an enforcer in that moment. And so you think you're coming into this paint. As you're picking yourself back up from the floor, make that decision again about whether or not you want to come into the paint.
Facts.
That's what I feel. That's the way that I feel. Malik, what else is going on in your world? Like, if you get 5 minutes where you're not worried about football, what else are you thinking about?
Nothing really. I use every chance I can to go back home.
I know you did the camp again this summer at Under Armour, right?
Yeah, it was really fun. It was really good. Great event. Production was amazing. I just appreciate everybody that helped out.
Dude, it's something that Malik's done for years, dating back to when he was in high school, legitimately, and hosted the camp. And I know it's been a special thing for a lot of kids to be a part of that. And you've always done you've always tried to make it free, right?
Yeah,
like
it's
you've always
free every year.
You want kids to be able to come do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Good on you, man. Good on you for doing that. That's an awesome thing. We can't wait to see you, obviously. We can't wait to see the step forward that this program is ready to take this year and how you're going to keep kicking ass moving forward. Malik Washington, really appreciate you coming back over and hanging out with us. We'll be talking to you really soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's Malik Washington. We'll grab a break. Still, Nahsir Taylor, Maryland Edge, set to join us next as we continue along on a Wednesday edition of GCR.
This is Stan the Fan. We talk all the time about our O's stepping up in the big moments, delivering when it matters most. If you've been injured in a car accident anywhere around Baltimore, that's your big moment, and you need someone who delivers. That's why I'm here to tell you about Warnken Injury Lawyers. They fight for Baltimore families every single day. Insurance companies play games. Warnken plays to win. So call 443-RESULTS. That's 443-RESULTS, or go to warnkenlaw.com. When you need results, it's right there in the number, 443-RESULTS.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery because at Leading Edge, customers customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, when you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
Don't fumble your fantasy football draft. Host your party at Sports and Social inside Live Casino. We've got everything you need to make the night a winner with massive screens, cool drinks, great food, and Wi-Fi that won't drop the ball. Reserve your table by August 20th to enter our early draft bonus drawing. Draft like a pro at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
The latest edition of Press Box is available now. On the cover, Antonio Barbera dives into the effect that new Ravens coach Jesse Minter can have on the team. How does a rookie head coach handle the challenges facing a team with championship aspirations? Also inside, we help kick off fall sports season at the collegiate level. You'll learn the stories of significant college football and college soccer athletes from programs all over the state, including Navy quarterback Braxton Woodson and Maryland safety Jaden Ships. Press Box is available for free at over 250 locations throughout the region, including your Baltimore area High's dairy stores. Plus, you can read the entire issue online at PressBoxOnline.com, where you can also find great betting advice and the best daily coverage of the Orioles, Ravens, and college sports.
Contrary to what some people believe, I actually like this guy when he sleeps. Glenn Clark, talking sports.
Malik Washington passed on the. Oh, what? You all right over there?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I think there was a magnet in here, and I think I touched it with the.
There's not an electric substation anywhere.
Hopefully
we
not.
Don't have
Let's
that.
see. That's the new. It's the new Metro.
Yeah, that's not a substation.
Yeah, it's not a substation.
Just the new Metro stop that's now available here in College Park. We are live from Jones Hill House here on the campus of the University of Maryland, hanging out with Maryland football today for a Wednesday edition of GCR. You know, when Malik Washington was at Spalding, you could find out everything you needed to know about him by going to countysports.zone, which is proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. High school football season is underway here in Maryland. Other fall sports following. Countysports.zone for scores, schedules, rankings, news, everything you need to know. Find it there, countysports.zone. Last up on the hot seat today, this man has quite the story, and looking forward to seeing him wreak havoc. He is Maryland edge rusher Nahsir Taylor, and he is with us now here on GCR. First of all, Nahsir, it's Glenn. It's great to meet you, man.
It's great to meet you.
Thank you for coming over here and spending time. This is Griffin.
Nice to meet you, Griff.
Nahsir, I need to know, because when I hear WAP, I think of a song that I'm pretty sure has nothing at all to do with what WAP means to you.
Not at all.
What does WAP mean to you?
WAP means to me it's a childhood acronym where I was a pretty much of a wild kid, and when it was time to play football, I get real aggressive. So my older guys, they was like, "Dang, you wick out precisely, like you wick out like." In smart ways, and
so like you're out of control, but it's a controlled out of control.
Yes.
Like it's coordinated chaos in a little bit of a way. Like, which I think most of us want on a football field. That's what you're looking for, is kind of coordinated chaos. So you've carried that with you the rest of your life.
The rest of my life.
You are gonna just wig out, but precisely.
Yes, calm, confident, etc. That's what we've come.
I like that, man.
Yes,
I like that a lot. Nahsir, for those that aren't familiar with your story, and I don't bring this up to try to turn this into Oprah. Like, I'm not trying to get you to cry, although you might make me cry, because learning about your story, watching Defined, It really did make me cry.
Yeah.
You've been through a lot. You've been through a time in your life where you didn't have much. You were living on someone's floor. You went through a relationship with a coach that proved to be an abusive human being, a terrible human being. As I watched it, I thought to myself, if I were in your shoes, I could find myself very jaded about football. I could find myself just not wanting to do this anymore. What kept that passion for you to want, despite everything that you've been through, to want to say, I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to go be great, and I'm going to continue to pursue everything that I wanted to pursue despite everything I've been through?
Well, yeah, we just go back to the fact that, yeah, I had nothing, and I had nothing for a majority of my life. So when you come from no support and when you come from people not being in your corner other than your family, it's like you have to do it for the loved ones that's still there and still around, which is my mom and my 2 little sisters, and which now my step siblings that come to the play and for the past 8-9 years. So just been taking care of them, and then knowing that I might have one last shot and one last opportunity to better my family situation, because quite frank, I'm the only one that made it to college out of my entire family.
How important is that part of, like, obviously the football part? Because in hearing about your story, you've dreamed about being a major football player for a long time. But hearing you say it that way really kind of jumps out at me. Just going to college and whatever happens moving forward, the opportunities that can come along with that, it sounds like that's something you're taking really seriously.
Yes.
What does that look like to you?
Past football, you always have to have a backup plan, and it may sound cliche, but it's real life. So if football, God forbid, doesn't go my way, then I have a degree to back up on, and I have certain routes that I can go.
I think a lot of people need to hear this, because this is really refreshing to a lot of people. There's a lot of stories about, I'm taking one online class, I don't really care about this. This is real business for you. This is meaningful to you, being in college.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome, Nahsir. That's really cool. That's so powerful. You mentioned your mom.
Yes.
It's clear how important your mom is in your life.
Yes.
She told a story that you were in pads.
Yes.
And maybe going up against your mom at some point in your life. Can you tell me a little bit about this?
Yeah, so we used to go pad shopping every year, sometime when she got enough money to do it. And we'd go pad shopping, and then I'd go into the stores, and I'd be like, oh, come on, Mom, line up one time. I got to see if it works. I got to see if my strike is there with these pads and see if it fit well. And then she was always open with that, and she was always like the mother and the father when it was my father wasn't around. So,
man, that's how cool is that, right? Like, and so how much does that mean to you now that she gets to come watch you play here?
Man, it's just I feel like it's just a woo-saw in her moment. It's like a ha-ha moment. Like, she watched me do it, and she manifested into it, and she kept God into it, and I wouldn't be here without God.
Oh, it's so cool, man. You're giving me goosebumps right now, Nahsir. That is so cool. Nahsir, you know, we saw you played a lot last year, early in your career. What do you feel like you took from the experience that you got that now as you move forward, now as a sophomore, you're going to be even better for, and what's the next step for Nahsir Taylor?
I feel like last year I took in, first of all, the fact that the brotherhood was outstanding, and they welcomed me in as a little brother, because I was a young freshman, and they taught me the game, and they taught me the ways and how to be a pro, and how to come in and stay in and not go home too fast and stay within the playbook. And they just basically gave me key moments like Daniel Wingate and them guys and Malik Washington. They just told me to stay down in my playbook and things will work out for you on the football field. And some days I wouldn't think that's the case, but I just took it on,
and now you're going to be able to grow from that here in year 2.
Yes.
You mentioned a couple of names. I know it's disappointing that Zahir is not going to be a part of it, but you bring in Zion Ely into this group. I guess let me start with him, right? Now that he's in the shoes that you were in, How quick have you seen him assimilate, and what might he be capable of doing already as a freshman?
Oh yeah, Zion Ely, he's definitely came in and showed flashes of being who he is and being who everybody say he is. And he's coming along, staying in extra meetings with Coach Luke Butera and getting extra meeting time to see where he goes wrong at or where we need to clean up stuff at. And other than that, he's coming along and he's doing what he's supposed to do.
What can this front seven be, Nahsir? Because you bring up Wingate, and obviously we know what Sid did a year ago.
Yes.
What is this group capable of doing? Because it looks like it could be capable on paper of being one of the top front sevens, not only in the Big Ten, but maybe in the country.
Yes. Well, I'll let the pad show, but what I can say is that we have a great group of guys in this room, mentally, physically, and we all know much about the game rather than our jobs. So I feel as though Coach Ted Montequinos give us a great standpoint in every aspect of every position, so we know where we fit and where other guys fit, so we can all help the defense. So I think that's the best advantage that we have, having a defensive coordinator in our room as our position coach and giving us key points on certain things and plays that we can impact the play.
And now you get to go show everybody.
Yes.
Now you get to go show everybody starting next week.
Yes.
Now, sir, you referenced the brotherhood, right?
Yes.
Because I think it's a question that a lot of people would ask, and Malik just brought up. Look, all of the freshmen from last year stayed,
Yes.
right? The easy question for an outsider would be why? You went 4-8, right? Like you went 4-8, and I'm sure lots of you had lots of opportunities. Why was everyone so bought in, despite the struggles of the season, to say we are all going to be back here and continuing to pursue this?
Because that comes with grit, and I feel as though everybody on this team are coming towards with playing with grit, and we have heart. That's one thing we all have coming as freshmen, and half of the team were freshmen last year, and we came in and did what we were supposed to do and filled shoes that nobody think we would do. So I feel as though that's why we came back for a shot at it, because at the end of the day, who's going to take from us?
What is the difference? How does a team that was competitive, that, again, like it was 4-8, but it was a few plays away from being how does that change this year so that number gets flipped and it doesn't say 4-8, it says 8-4 or 9-3 or 10? How does that happen?
It's all about our finish, and once we start implementing our finish towards everything we do, we will be great.
What does that look like for you guys? Like, what has that been intentional? Have you guys talked about those types of things? Have you done things differently?
We've worked on it every rep of the summer. We have a thing where we do after every rep we headbutt the finish. so everything's a finish mentality, and we're emphasizing that more than anything.
Is that a literal headbutt the finish?
A literal
headbutt the finish. I love this.
A literal headbutt the finish.
That's awesome, man.
Yes.
You sound, can I be honest with you listening to you? You sound a little bit like a preacher. Have you ever spoken, like, do you break down huddles? Do you?
I'm more of a background guy.
Okay.
So, but when it's time,
then you're ready to go. You're ready to go.
Yes,
like
sir.
if they put you on the spot today and say, "I need you to break us down," would you have something ready in that moment?
Always.
I love that about that. I
Yes, sir.
love, because you never know when something you say is going to be what inspires someone else. Where did that come from for you? Where?
I feel as though it just came about by being around people that's already seen it, if that makes sense. Because I had a godbrother, Jalen Duncan. That's actually
obviously
from here.
Hell of a player, right?
So that's my. So he gave me key points and key tips on how to stay poised in moments where you never know where somebody's listening to you, or you never know what opportunity you have. So just stay poised and always come clear and give out clarity.
If you were to like go one-on-one against Jalen today, what's the move that you turn to?
Well, my move is always I'm going straight through the sternum. It doesn't matter.
We're not messing around.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We're just going mano a mano right now, right?
Yeah,
like, it'd be no different with anybody else. You're not like, this is my first thought is I'm just gonna go dominate you, run directly over you, and not care that you're there.
Yeah, I want your eyes to be watering, and then after that, then I give you some finesse.
Where did that mentality come from?
It just came from the struggle that I came about, and all the pain and all the stuff that I seen outside of the game is like, well, why not translate to the football field and let all of that come about? And then that's why it's controlled, because it's between the whistles.
Man, I love this. I love WAP. I love everything about this, man. You have the type of intensity. You've got to be a coach's dream. Like, does every coach just fall in love with you immediately every time they're around you?
I let the people call it. So
Yeah,
they tell me they love me, I love them.
I got to imagine that every coach that's ever been around you has just been like, dude, I will go to war with this guy any day of the week, man. That is so cool. When was the at what age did you stop doing the pad thing with your mom? Like, at what age did you say, all right, it's too much? It's too
when I got extremely big. So I was
13?
Like, about 13.
Yeah,
I was about 300 pounds at 13. Yeah.
And why was it football that you were in love with? Where did that passion come from?
I was about 6, 7 years old, and I was like, actually about 5 years old, and I was like, Mom, I want to play football. And I was at my grandma's house at the time, and I was like, I just want to play. Like, I always watch the TV, and it's like the draft would come up, and I used to do my push-ups when I was young. So I was doing push-ups. I was like, yes, I'm going to go.
I'm going to hear my name.
Yeah, so I was like, Mom, can I get in football? And then they put me in flag, and then that's when it was one practice that I had. They throwing throwback tackle. We all got the flags on, and then the coach running the ball, giving us an example, and then I run down and tackle them. And then after that practice, they was like, yeah, I couldn't play flag anymore.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. You know what? I don't think you were the right guy. I don't think we're going to send you to the Olympic team. Yeah. I think that you are in the right spot, doing what it is that you're doing. All right, so if I want to know the story, because I watched this episode of Defined, and at the end there's this clip of you doing Biggie. There's this clip of you. How old were you in this clip?
I was about 5 or 6, I would say.
Okay. With this song, Sky's the Limit, for those that don't know, which predates you.
Yes.
This is my area. This is, what I was growing up with. What does it mean to you? And what have you carried that? Do you still know? Like, could you still sing along, like, to this day?
That's actually me and my mom's song. That's like one of our 2 songs that she always played, and she played it actually when I was in the womb.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
So she had played all the time, and then I just automatically knew it. Like, when the first time she did it, I would always hum to it, and then when I got old enough to sing it, I started to sing it. And then I always took that with me. Like, she sent me the song before every game.
Man, it's a great song. First of all, for those that don't know, "Sky's the Limit" by Big, it's a very meaningful song, and clearly something that continues to define you. Sky's the limit for Nahsir Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Where are you on social media that Maryland fans can be giving you a follow?
You can follow me on Instagram. 4 W0P.
This is very random. Oh, WAP. All right, I just figured it out. I was like, W0. What is that? I finally figured. It took me a second. I apologize. I'm getting up there in age. That's my excuse.
Yes, sir.
Nahsir, it's a joy to get to know you, man. Like, you are a special human being.
Thank you, boss.
We can't wait to see you do more this season. Thank you for coming over and hanging out.
Thank you for having me, boss.
Appreciate you,
nice
dude.
to meet you.
Nahsir Taylor. We'll come back in and wrap it up for a Wednesday live from Jones Hill House here at the University of Maryland.
Don't fumble your fantasy football draft. Host your party at Sports and Social Inside Live Casino. We've got everything you need to make the night a winner with massive screens, cool drinks, great food, and Wi-Fi that won't drop the ball. Reserve your table by August 20th to enter our early draft bonus drawing. Draft like a pro at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
This is Byron Warnkin. If you've been injured in a car or truck crash, you probably know this is stressful. Medical bills, the insurance company giving you the runaround, you got to get your car fixed. You don't just need a lawyer, you need results. At Warnkin LLC, we represent the injured across Maryland. Whether it's a car or truck crash case, medical malpractice, or any other serious personal injury, we fight for maximum compensation for you and maximum ease for you. You don't want to have to deal with this stuff. Warnkin LLC has been voted best personal injury law firm in Maryland for a reason. For us, 443 Results isn't just a phone number, it's our mission. Get the advocate that you need. Call us today, 443 Results, or visit us online, warnkinlaw.com. That's WARNKENLAW.com.
Make the most out of every day in your Toyota RAV4. Available in hybrid or gas-only models. A RAV4 can get you where you want to go in style. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new RAV4s from your local Toyota dealer today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, and you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
Coming back in here with Glenn and the other guy, Garrett, whatever his name is. You know who they are.
All right, back in here to wind things down for a live show in College Park. Let me just, I'll say the other part. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for us to have Coach Loxley today. We will obviously be catching up with Coach Loxley at some point in the coming weeks, but appreciate Malik Washington and Nahsir Taylor and Chris Durr Jr. The unspoken part about this, and I brought it up with Malik, and with Chris, there's a pressure about this season that you can't escape from. This can't be another losing season at the University of Maryland. And even that, I don't even know how to define. Is 6-6? I don't know. They have to show that they've taken steps forward. I think there is reason to believe, given the young core, that they can take steps forward. The Zahir Matt, that is, it's killer. There's no way around that. That's killer for one of their best defensive players to be out for the season. But they've got a quarterback. There's no debate about that. They've got a quarterback. And he, within reason, from freshman to sophomore year, you would expect will be even better this year. They've got to finish games. Are they gonna win the Big Ten? I'd be, I don't think that's a reasonable expectation. But people were getting on Mike Loxley because he referenced they were leading in so many games. They're like, you were leading 3-0 against Indiana. How do you count that?
Counts.
But there were many winnable games a year ago. They just have to go win them now. And yes, it'll be tougher. Virginia Tech is a tougher non-conference opponent. And so the dominance they've had in their non-conference games, that's not going to be, easy to just continue. But that's what's in front of them. And then it's sort of we'll deal with that later. They got a season. And whatever happens, we'll have the conversation afterwards. If they go out and they go 8-4, 9-3, I know that's pushing it. There's not going to be a whole lot to say afterwards. We're going to say, okay, you showed. You took a step. If it's not that, then there will be a conversation to have at that point. But right now, the season's in front of them, and we will see how that goes. They definitely have pieces. They certainly have pieces. The question is, can they put it all together? And all I can say is remains to be seen. That's all I got. I don't know. What do you have?
I don't know. They got TVs in the concourse. They
do have TVs in the concourse.
Maybe that's worth
is
the whole extra win.
That is a step. It's so funny when he brought it up. I was like, holy.
Yeah.
I had never considered it. All the Maryland football games I've been to in my life. Maybe that's because if you're sitting on the press box side, for the most part, once you get back into the concourse, you can kind of see that big screen in the end zone.
Right.
For the most part.
Right.
Or if you're congregating, obviously, down in that.
Yeah, I guess that would be why I typically sit.
But if you sit
in
on the other
student section, and so
right,
I'm
so you're
able to.
Yeah, exactly right. But if you're sitting on the other side, where there's most of the stands are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really annoying that there aren't TVs. I'm glad they're fixing that. That's a really good step. Safe home Tim Curry. God, man. I'm not going to pretend like I feel about Tim Curry the way that I feel about Dolly Parton. Let me make that abundantly clear. But Tim Curry, a Rocky Horror Picture Show for Home Alone 2. Stolen credit card. God. Tim Curry was awesome. Safe home Tim Curry, who passed away today. And an absolute legend as well. No doubt about that. All right. Let's get a tidbit. Tidbit brought to you by the print issue of Pressbox, which is available for free at your Baltimore area highest dairy stores, any of the hundreds of locations around town where you find Pressbox, and read it all at PressBoxOnline.com. On the cover, Jesse Minter. You've heard of him. He's the head coach of the Ravens. He's a rookie. Rookie head coaches haven't won many Super Bowls. How does he become the third? Great cover story from Antonio Barbera. Also inside, lots of college football. Lots of college soccer, getting you ready for the start of the season. This print issue of PressBox, available for free or read it for free at PressBoxOnline.com.
Pete Alonso with the 4-hit, 4 RBI game. First Orioles first baseman since 2016.
I assume that would be Chris Davis.
Yeah, that was Chris Davis back on May 11th, 2016. So that is the last time the Orioles. So they lifted, obviously, Pete right after the 5th inning.
Didn't want to have him.
Didn't want to have him a 5-hit, 5 RBI
Yeah,
night.
right.
That would have been too much. How about most? Don't look. So that's where I'm having that issue is when I turn this computer.
You want me to go sit in this seat?
No,
go down here
no.
inside?
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Is that better?
Well, no, because then I have to move the camera.
Well, you have a camera right here. Just switch the camera.
We're not in studio.
Oh,
so.
for God's sakes.
All right. Most 4-hit games in Orioles history.
Okay. Let me get a piece of paper. Most 4-hit games in Orioles history. Let's go
to the top 10. Yeah, well, I mean, there's no reason you shouldn't get all of them.
Let's go
top 10.
Let's go Nick Markakis.
Nick Markakis is in the top 10. Top 5, actually. 23 4-hit games for Nick Markakis.
Let's go.
He is 4th.
Let's stick with Cal Ripken.
Cal Ripken is number 1. He is number 1. 33.
I should have started.
33 4-hit games for the
You need to tell me a guy that had 3,000 hits might have had some 4-hit games.
And a guy that played in almost 3,000 games.
Yeah. Just for longevity reasons, I'll still say Brooks.
Yes, Brooks is 3rd ahead of Nick.
And how about
just Cal and one other?
How about is the other one Eddie?
It is.
Okay.
Eddie Murray, 30 4-hit games for Eddie Murray.
So those to me were like the most obvious ones. Now I'm struggling with.
Are you looking it up?
No, I'm trying to pull up tubular. You want me to be able to do tubular from over here?
There's nothing. Why? It's the Orioles, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Anything?
The mixed doubles. Ken Singleton.
They did have that on, I think, somewhere. Ken Singleton rounds out the top 10. 14.
Wow.
14 4-hit games for Kenny Singleton.
Huh. Frank Robinson.
Frank.
It's a short tenure. That's the problem. Yeah.
No Frank. Frank outside the top 25. Oh, sorry. There's Frank. 16th.
How about Brady?
Brady, I think, was right there 9. Yeah, behind Frank.
Brian Roberts.
Brian Roberts is at 11th.
You gotta be kidding me.
Terrible guess. 13 4-hit games for B-Rob. Only 13.
How about this sucks. Rafael Palmeiro.
Rafa.
There's no Rafa.
He is outside the top 10.
Wow,
He's
why am
11.
I really
11.
struggling with the back end of this?
11 for you. We could just do the top 25 at this point. Yeah.
No. Adam.
Adam is 5th, yes. 22. 1 behind Nick. Looking for 6, 7, 8, 9. Still 4 left here.
How about Boog?
No Boog.
How about
Boog is tied with Frank, 10.
Paul Blair?
Paul Blair is 7th on the list. 16 4-hit games for Paul Blair.
How about Al Bumbry?
Al Bumbry is 6th, right ahead of Paul Blair. 19 4-hit games for Bumbry.
Only 2 more?
Yes. Bumbry behind Adam, 1 ahead of Paul Blair. Looking for 8 and 9 on this list.
Guys that had
15 4-hit games for this.
Melvin Mora?
Close. Not Melvin Mora, though. Melvin Mora, 9.
Close. Not Melvin Mora, though. I don't know how that's supposed to help me.
Because they played together.
Chris
yeah.
Hoyles?
No.
Played together.
Unless I'm wrong.
They played together. Roberto Alomar, he was here for such a short time.
Roberto Alomar, yes.
Wow.
He is tied with Ken Singleton, tied for 9th. So
That's
14.
unbelievable. And there's one more.
Yeah, they played together. Yeah. Played with Melvin Mora.
Played with Melvin Mora.
2000s Oriole.
Oh, boy. Jay Gibbons?
Not Jay Gibbons.
God.
15 4-hit ball games for this guy.
15-4. Tony Batista.
Not Tony Batista.
Why am I struggling with this? Jeff Conine?
No. Home Run Derby champion.
Oh, Miguel Tejada. Okay. All right.
And you say the Home Run Derby doesn't matter.
Doesn't. All right. Very good. Let's get tubular. Okay. Are we going to get tubular?
We are.
I was hoping to. That's why I asked.
Have you ever thought of taking a cruise to these wonderful destinations with sunny skies and beautiful beaches? Well, wait no longer. We're ready for you to cruise from the Cruise Maryland Terminal.
Have a little phrase that you can go from baggage to margarita in about 15 minutes.
Choose fun with an array of destinations, onboard activities, entertainment, and world-class cuisine.
Contact your travel agent and book your cruise today. Let your adventure begin.
All right, tonight at 7:45 on Masson, the Orioles, Cardinals, Kyle Bradish, Michael McGreevy, the pitching matchup. But, of course, you all will probably be too busy watching the mixed doubles finals at the U.S. Open, which now they do, obviously, the week before the U.S. Open. It's a wild thing. Finals at 9 on ESPN.
Supposed to help, or more people watch, I guess. Maybe
I think
would.
It's about trying to get more star power in the mixed doubles. On one side of things, they also can sell more tickets this week because, like, Serena and Carlos Alcaraz played yesterday, and so there's a lot of reasons why they do it this way. But the mixed doubles final tonight at 9, and the semifinals at 7. Semifinals and ESPN2 final on ESPN, and that's it. What do you got?
Ted Lasso, new episode of that.
Oh, do like Ted Lasso.
New episode of Reacher as well.
I thought you were about to say Rita and Glenn, which will also be true.
New episode of Rita and Glenn. And then potentially a book clubber for you, Death of a Pastor's Wife on Netflix. I don't remember this story.
I saw something about this.
But the life and death of Micah Miller, who was the wife of John Paul Miller, a pastor at her family's church in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Apparently he was a psycho. So...
All right. I'm interested. I'm not going to lie about that. Hey, this came during the show, and I meant to bring it up, but we were doing all the Maryland football stuff. Love this. We've talked about it every year when we do the college basketball preview show. The 410 Invitational. It's the old Battle of Baltimore. It's back in local college hoops. Morgan, Towson, UMBC, Loyola. I don't know if they're going to, in future years, try to swap in Coppin from Morgan. Like, I get why they don't want to have both of them play because they're in the same conference. So I don't know what the plan is for that. But I know the coaches have been working on it for a long time. The consolation and championship games will be November 14th at Towson. Will host no matter who's. If the championship is Loyola versus UMBC, it will be at Towson.
Towson versus somebody.
I know you're ready. UMBC should be pretty good again this year. But love that they're doing this. It's a great thing to generate some interest in college basketball locally at the beginning of the season. Wonderful thing as they'll be doing the 410 Invitational, Towson, UMBC, Loyola, and Morgan State this year. That's a win.
Nice.
Don't forget that if you have not made fantasy football draft plans, or even if you have, you can still do it better, as Live Casino Sports and Social has teamed up with PressBox for the best fantasy football draft experience in town. Book your league draft today. $20 per person. Includes your first beer and your first gourmet hot dog. They've got great Wi-Fi for remote players. Every commissioner and team gets special prizes and promo items, including a championship ring and your draft board. Enjoy the 100-foot video wall during the draft. Go to Open Table and search Sports and Social Maryland to make your reservation. Thanks today to everyone here at Maryland. Thanks to, first of all, the University of Maryland Athletics Department for taking care of us. Dustin and Jerry and crew, thank you so much. Thanks to Deputy AD Joe LaBue. Thanks also to Malik Washington, as well as Chris Durr Jr. and Nahsir Taylor. We'll get it all up in the greatest hits section of the...
It's going to be Nathan Fillion and Juicy J on the Jelly Roll Show.
No.
Nathan Fillion?
No.
You don't like Nathan Fillion? He's in the Lanterns. He's one of the Green Lanterns.
No.
And Juicy J.
No.
And Jelly Roll's hosting.
No. Tab at GlennClarkRadio.com. Tomorrow on the program, back in studio, we'll preview the PLL playoffs this weekend. Speaking of Terps, Ajax Zapatello from the Whip Snakes will be checking in with us before they play in the the quarterfinals this weekend.
Is it the top 6 made it?
I think that's well. I think 2 get buys and the next 4 play this weekend.
So
I think it's
quarterfinals.
Talk to Baltimore's own Lawrence Cager from the Commanders tomorrow, and stuff and things. Thanks to everybody at PressBox, all of our great sponsors and partners. Thanks to Griffin at Griffin_Bass. Follow us, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Glenn Clark Radio. Have a great Wednesday evening. Go Birds. Duke sucks.